Do you ever find yourself worrying about the financial future of your kids? I mean, we've all heard the age-old advice. Study hard, get a good job, and you'll take care of your parents one day. Right? But let me tell you, there's a twist to that story that you might not see coming. Grab your popcorn and let's get into it. So, let's talk about the infamous sandwich generation. Sounds tasty, right? Well, not quite. Unless you enjoy being stuck between two slices of financial bread without a sense of direction. Picture this. You've got your kids looking up to you for guidance, and your parents depending on you for support. It's like being the filling in a very stressful sandwich. What exactly do I mean by sandwich generation? In simple terms, it's that tough spot many adults find themselves in today, where they are financially responsible not only for their children, but also for their aging parents. Can you imagine that? According to research, a growing number of people face this situation, and it's alarmingly common, especially as we think about the future. Now here's a jaw-dropper. Nearly half of young adults today are already part of this sandwich generation, juggling responsibilities for both their kids and their parents. It's like an epic game of financial twister. One wrong move and boom, you're flat on your back, staring at a mountain of bills. Now, before you throw up your hands and say, "Not my problem," let me share a statistic that might just change your mind. Projections show that by 2045, nearly 80% of the population could find themselves in this pickle. Yes, you heard that right. And guess what? Many of them will likely lack adequate retirement savings, leaving them to rely heavily on their children. Talk about a role reversal. In countries like the United States, where many folks believe that hard work alone will secure their future, this trend can be pretty shocking. But it's not all doom and gloom. There are ways to break this cycle of financial stress. Here's the good news. Financial literacy is on the rise. Studies show that nearly 50% of adults in many developed countries now understand basic financial concepts. We're getting smarter, people. Knowledge is power, especially when it comes to your wallet. Now let's take a look at a place like Japan. They shine in this area with only 6% of their population navigating the sandwich generation challenge. What's their secret? An early emphasis on financial education. If they can do it, why can't we? It's time to set the stage for financial wisdom. Let's break it down by age groups, shall we? First up, we have teenagers under 20. The golden years of youth. The biggest mistake many make during these formative years is not understanding the value of money and how hard it is to earn. Trust me, impulse buying can be like opening Pandora's box. Ever found yourself at the mall, completely convinced you need that limited edition pair of sneakers? Well, spoiler alert, you don't. Learning to control expenses isn't just a good idea, it's a survival skill. Remember, just because something is shiny doesn't mean it's a must-have. Next, we've got the young adults, ages 20 to 30. Here's the reality check. Many of us live paycheck to paycheck, convincing ourselves there's always next month. But will there be? Statistically, people in this group often underestimate their financial stability as they ramp up their careers. Let me just say, an empty wallet is sadder than a puppy video gone wrong. As we move on to the 40 to 50 age group, if you're in this bracket, ideally, you should have a solid portfolio or retirement savings set up. But here's the kicker. Many of you might be overspending on your kids or neglecting medical expenses, both of which can be financially draining. Students, take heed. Don't trade your future for a smartphone upgrade today. And let's not forget those aged 60 and beyond. This is when many of the struggles really start to surface. Without sufficient savings, things can get tricky. Here's the reality. Human capital diminishes over time, meaning earning potential decreases. So it's essential to plan ahead. Now, what's the common theme across these age groups? Most people tend to live for the now. There's a huge emphasis on what feels good right this moment, rather than saving for the future. The truth is that only a small percentage think about long-term security, like retirement funds or investments. It's almost like waiting until the day before your final exam to start studying. How many of you have done that? You know the panic that sets in. Don't let that be your financial strategy. Now let's talk strategy. Learning about financial priorities is critical. Here's a simple hierarchy of financial needs, starting from the very basics: food, shelter, clothing, then moving to savings, and finally indulging in luxury. Too often, people jump right to luxury spending before securing the basics. That's a recipe for disaster. Here's the fun part. If you don't save at least a fraction of your income, you're inadvertently setting yourself up to become the next sandwich generation for your own kids. You don't want to be that parent, do you? Think about the future. So today, I encourage you all to rethink your financial approach. Start small. Trust me, the habit will grow. And in this digital era, there are so many accessible platforms that can help you save smarter. And let's not forget those shiny new tools available to you. Have you tried out financial apps? They act like a secondary bank, helping you track and manage your money effortlessly. It's not just about spending. It's about building savings habits that stick. I mean, who wouldn't want to save with just their phone? Picture this: being able to transfer money, save on fees, and grow your savings all at the same time. Plus, most of these apps have features that keep you accountable, connecting you to your savings goals. It's like having a financial coach in your pocket. Before I wrap up, just remember, investing in your financial literacy isn't just about making money. It's about preparing a brighter future for you and your children. Let's break the cycle of the sandwich generation together, one smart choice at a time. So, what do you think? Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? Hit that subscribe button, share your thoughts in the comments, and let's start a conversation about strategies for success. Until next time, take care of yourselves and see you in the next video.